Hello and welcome! This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Rimworld. And in the last video, we had some pirates attack, and we managed to capture one of them, but that one prisoner is now attempting to escape from prison, so we're going to have to deal with that. And I don't know if I want a lot of gunfire indoors, but I don't think that some of the characters that have the... I don't think she's particularly skilled. Now, Mitch doesn't have any weapons, but that could still be a problem. Sally Sue is armed, as is Sally Joe and Veronica. I guess I will draft Veronica here and have her start heading over. Veronica's taken most of the injuries that we've had so far in the playthrough. And then when Sally Sue's done eating, we might send her out there to help. Okay, Sally Sue, you're going to be drafted as well. And I want you to come over here. Alright. We're going to chase after this guy. Make sure he doesn't escape. Alright, we got him. Let's go ahead and undraft. And Veronica, you can capture him. Wait, what? Oh, not a warden. Well, Sally Mae, I believe, is, so... Ryder's taking to bed. Okay, and you two... go do whatever you were doing. Poor Mitch, getting shot again. Let's take a look at him. Oh, no, I want Mitch. There we go. Alright, so now... he's got some more blood loss. And I'm not exactly sure where the new gunshot is. The infection is still... oh, okay, he has another gunshot to his torso that's not being... or has not yet been treated. But Sally Mae's going to treat that. Of course, without any medicine, he's not going to be doing particularly well. But... let's take a look at him now. So, we have a, the infection is still untreated, I think. Oh no, it's been treated a little bit. He's got a little bit of immunity build up. But it could get worse, the infection, and then of course he would die, possibly. So, we just have to keep an eye on that. And then everybody else is in bed, sleeping. While Sally Joe works. Okay, the infection, which has gotten sick from the infection is in his torso. Make sure you have blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now he's got another infection that's now in the torso. So the infection is spreading, which is not a good sign. And there is the roof. So that building is done. So now we can set up what we meant to build here in the first place, which was a dining room. And we're going to set that to be out of wood, I mean. And there's that. And then we will like some dining chairs made out of wood that we will place around. It's actually kind of hard to see with the darkness. Exactly where these are going to go. Now, I'm not going to have as much wood as I need to actually finish this off. I would also like in the corner, let's put it in this corner, a light. So once we get this done, we have a nice dining area for everybody to eat their meals, and they will be a little bit happier for the situation. I might even make like a little bit of a porch here, so they can walk on that. Let's go ahead and do that. So floor, make it out of wood. Just make a little bit of a porch area here. Doesn't have to be overly big, but I'm hoping it will speed up their moving time a little bit. Or at least make them feel a little bit more at home. Alright, so we are still failing to recruit him. If we can recruit him, that'd be kind of nice. Let's take a look at Mitch and his prisoner. Difficulty is at only 34%, so it's a fairly likely chance that we'll be able to recruit him. Now, he is a mouth to feed as long as he's in prison, but we've got plenty of food at the moment. And once Sally Sue is done sleeping, we can start working on cooking the fine meals that I have queued up. Now that we have some potatoes to add into the pot. And we have plenty of meat on the side. And there we have somebody using one of the chairs already. Just relaxing. Unfortunately, we don't have enough chairs to go around so that everybody has a seat. But as long as we continue to cut the trees and haul the wood, we'll be good. As a matter of fact, what happened to Veronica? Where are you? Oh, there you are. What were you up to? Who knows? Alright, let's take a look around. Let's just see if there's anything going on that we need to be aware of. As far as resources sitting around, or maybe a dead animal that we can take advantage of. There we go. Oh, no, it's a long dead rat. That's rotting away. Not really seeing anything. Sometimes things wash ashore, so I just want to take the check the shoreline. Okay, I think we're doing pretty good for the most part. And there go our more fine meals. And as long as we continue to get the crop of potatoes in here. And these are ready to harvest too, so let's go ahead and queue that to harvest. As a matter of fact, let's just check. Are all of these ready to harvest? They are. Okay, so we'll go into the orders and just tell harvest all these. We're kind of getting behind on the growing and harvesting of the crops, which is a little bit of a problem. These might be a little bit too big of growing areas, maybe. But once we get the wood cutting under control, Veronica can start helping with that situation. Now, the next thing I probably want is a tailoring table. Now, the problem is I don't really have room for it, so we're going to have to probably build another room, which we have space for over here. Matter of fact, I can start working on that now. So, structure, wood. And we'll cut out the wall there. So as a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and put the door. And then we'll make it a nice 5x5 area. That's what most of the rooms have been sized about. Now, again, I don't know if that's the optimized size for a lot of these things, but I'll make my best guess. And then we might as well queue the floors too. And now, of course, I'm going to need the wood to make this. Right now, wood is the most abundant resource that I have, so I might as well use it. And then again, I'm going to probably want to start working on a wall here at some point. So, structure. I'm going to change this to a sandstone block for our outer wall. I'm going to go off maybe about here. And we're going to build out. We have about 120. Right about there. And then that will be the extent of the wall. And we also have plenty of room over here for a room that could be of any size or a series of rooms. I could even bend the hallway down this way and have rooms go out this way. And we could even carve into this if we need to. So there's still plenty of room for expansion for our area. And if we have problems with traveling, I may cause this to be a hallway and do something else with this area. Or maybe cut a hallway through here and just make this a smaller bedroom. Uh-oh, severe illness. Who is that? Mitch. Okay, let's take a look at Mitch and his health. So the infection has gotten extreme, both in the torso and the kidney. But he is otherwise okay, I mean, for the most part. So, that is unfortunate that he's probably going to die to infection, but it's not the end of the world. If it's looking bad enough, we might just release him. But I have a feeling he wouldn't be able to leave under his own power. As a matter of fact, can I check that under health? It looks like he's able to move, I would imagine. Oh, and he joins just as we find out that more than likely he's not going to survive. All right, well, now that he's okay, we can actually convert this to a medical bed and tell him, well, not exactly sure what he's up to right now. Oh, he's going to go get a shirt. Well, if you die, you're not going to need it. Alright, so he fell down. Rescue him. The only problem is I think all of my doctors are asleep right now. And he might be a waste of medicine with how bad his illness is. But we'll try. I mean, let's take a look at him character-wise. Alright, so he's incapable of doing a few different things. He's neurotic, pessimistic, but he is a night owl. Well, actually, neurotic looks like a little bit of a good thing. He is decently skilled in some areas, so it would probably be a good idea to keep him alive. But again, if he dies, he dies. We're going to have to wait until morning to treat his infection anyway, so we'll see. But if we manage, then we've got a 5th member of our colony. I don't know how good his prospects are at this point. He's got a very bad infection in his kidney and his torso from the gunshots. Maybe it'd be a good idea to start a growing area for non-food oriented crops so that we could have like simpler medicine. I don't know if we have the tech for that though. I could find out. The zone, growing area. Let's just do like a really small one. Like maybe that size. And then we set up, let's see, heal root, which I believe is what we want. So, yeah. Yeah, so we'd have this for prisoners if we actually had, like, a prisoner that we'd want to recruit, like this guy that's, like, you know, decent chance. But we don't want him to die, but we don't want to give him good medicine. Or as a backup in case we run out of medicine. I think that's a good call. Okay, so Mitch is maybe doing a little bit better here. No, he's not doing better. His immunity is up, though. So he has 100% immunity. So the question is, can he survive in the meantime? He's eating my better meals. You better not die on me, Mitch. Oh, he's helping over here. All right, you know what? I'm welcome to have you here. Let's take a look at his work. Poor mood. Who's in a poor mood? Mitch is. All right. Hunter lacks a weapon. That's probably Mitch. All right, what's going on with your needs? Why are you upset? You're sick. You're wearing tattered apparel. You're naked because you don't have any pants. You're a pessimist. You've got disturbed sleep, and you're in a moderate amount of pain. So that's a lot of that is pain and sickness. I don't know if I really want to arm you right now if you're in a bad mood, but I do need to set up his work priorities. So right now, we want to prioritize firefight patient. He's not a bad doctor, but he's not as good as our other doctors, so we'll let him that off. Bed rest is up. You're going to do that. Okay, animal handling. He is actually the best at this, so you guys are going to be turned off, and he's going to be our new animal handler. Cooking, you're actually not a bad cook, so we'll increase that priority, and we'll decrease the priority here so that the two will take turns, maybe. And I think for now, after Sally Sue is done with his job, I'm going to switch it so it's simple meals, because that's something Mitch can do. And then, what else we got? We've got hunting. He's not a bad hunter, but he's not as good as the others, so I'm going to turn that off. Construction, how good are you? You're not great, but I'm going to put a little bit of a priority there. Repairing, turn that off. Well, maybe you want a little bit of priority with repairing, right? Because if something's broken, you want people to work on it, right? And then you've got grow. He looks like he's okay at that, but again, he's not necessarily the best, but I think 3 is okay priority-wise. And I am going to give him a little bit of priority for mining. Plant cut, I think I'm going to make... I'm actually curious why he's doing that job, because he has no priority for it. I'm going to give him a little priority there. Smithing, turn that down a little bit. Oh, actually, he's just as skilled as the other ones are. Tailoring, again. There you go. And crafting, okay. And then hauling, you need max priority. And cleaning. Alright, I'm happy with that. But he is definitely helping with the clearing of the potatoes, which I'm happy about. Okay, let's go back over here, and we'll add a bill for simple meals, and we'll do that forever. I guess I'm going to keep cooking the fine meals as long as there's ingredients to do it, but there's eventually not going to be ingredients to do it, so those switch. So he's doing simple meals for the meantime, and if he ever gets skill level high enough, that would be good. And how is his health doing? Okay, so it's going down in intensity. I think he's going to survive. But he's going to be in a poor mood as long as he is sick. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. And Sally Sue, because Mitch is cooking, can actually do our research, which is good, obviously. So I'm in a pretty good place, I think, as far as our colony goes. And now everybody has a bed because we had an extra bedroom. And go ahead and select the harvest that. And then once we get these jobs taken care of, we can have somebody clean the area like Sally Mae or Mitch, who is also set up to clean. Ooh, terrible mood. Oh, new recruit. Oh, that's old. Okay. Terrible mood. How's your mood doing now? So, pain, night owl in the daytime, so that's why it's even worse. And he also hit on Sally Joe, and Sally Joe told him to go screw himself, it looks like. So, well, now we have a male colony member. That's probably going to be more and more of a thing that happens. And he's doing pretty well with the training of Chris over here, so looks like we're doing pretty darn good. He just needs to get a pair of pants. And this will help quite a bit with our ability to fight off any attacks. So, taking a look at Mitch, he's pretty good with close combat. So let's get our best close combat weapon. So we've got shoddy and awful. I don't actually know which one's worse. I'm assuming awful is worse. But how much damage does this do? So this does 11. This does 3, so the club's not so great. Although we do have different materials here. So 4 with that one. The spear looks like the best one so far. Yep, 4. 4. Okay, so we'll go ahead and equip Mitch with this spear over here. And now he has a weapon. And we're getting our potato haul in here. Oh, I'm going to have to change his sleep schedule to be the same as Sally Joe's. So he's not working in the day and getting a bad mood effect. There we go. So we'll have 2 people active during the day and 2 people active during the night, which is good. I'm actually happy we have 2 night owls. But I'd like to get this finished so we can start on tailoring jobs. I'm going to assume all the leather that we have, we can make something out of it. I would hope so anyway. Although I'm not positive on that. I don't really know how the tailoring works at all. But we might need cotton or something else like that, which is obviously a plant that we would need to grow. These fields might be a little bit too big for what kind of population we have, but hopefully we'll eventually work on it and get that done. And the other thing that's great about this sleep schedule, eventually, it will be Mitch cooking at night and Sally Sue cooking in the day, which will mean that we have more of the food production going on. Now, whether we need that kind of food production, I'm not sure, but definitely things are coming along. But I'm eventually going to need to start on the mining of steel. And how are components doing? We might not have any. Oh, no, we have a decent amount, 56. Because I think we've been getting fragments of ship that we've been disassembling and what have you. Okay, so now that this is done, why don't I go ahead and select these to haul. And then we want production. Tailoring, but I want to make it out of wood, which we still have a decent amount. I'm going to put it in the corner just to be certain we have room for other things. Alright, let's take a look. What else do we need? We have the stone cutters. We don't have this. Oh, wait, hold on a second. We've got a couple different types of tailoring. We've got hand tailoring, or we have an electrical tailoring bench. Let's do that instead. And we'll put it over here so we've got access to the electricity. There we go. I almost missed that. Alright, we already have we don't have a sculptor's table, and I think that's more for artistic stuff, which I don't think is a priority right now, although I could set it up. I don't know if we have that many artists, to be honest with you. Sally Sue can't do it, Mitch can't do it, and I don't think Sally Joe or Veronica are very good at it. Well, actually, Sally Joe isn't bad at it. Right now, Sally Joe is important for so many other things that I don't know if I want her doing something that's such a low priority, at least at the moment. And Veronica's almost done with the different wood cutting jobs that I've assigned her to do. Okay, so smithing is done. And I'm probably going to do the microelectronics now, so that we can get the gun turrets, because that's what we need for that. And what does microelectronics do? It allows us to... Okay. Just allows us to build electronic things. We'll have to see what exactly that entails. Ooh, poor mood. I'm going to assume that's still Mitch, who's still in pain and working in the day. But eventually, the pain and the sickness, it will go away. As a matter of fact, his infection is down to minor now. This is supposed to be his sleep schedule, but he's not following it because he's not really tired, I don't think. But eventually, I'm hoping he'll get onto that schedule. We could have forced him like we did with Sally Joe, but... Ooh, terrible mood. Now what's your problem? He's hitting on Sally Joe. I don't know if that's been something that's affecting... Oh, insulted. He doesn't like the environment. Alright, so he's not getting along very well with the rest of the colony. Which is not too surprising. He's pirate scum after all. And we have both of his friends over here dead. Alright, went down to poor mood. So it comes in and out. I'm also going to want to set up a light in here at some point, so I might as well do that now. So that's under furniture. I'll put that in the corner. I can move it elsewhere if I find that I need space. We've gone through all of our more complex meals. All right. Let's take a look at Mitch here. I want to see character, how close he is to cooking. All right, he's a fair amount away. It will take time. But by him constantly cooking, we'll get that up. And eventually, when I think we're done here, Sally Mae will help with the cleaning, which our base is getting kind of dirty. There's blood and dirt and all kinds of stuff in here. And then once Sally Joe is done with building this wall, she should get right back onto making more stone blocks. Which we now have limestone. Now, hopefully Mitch will stay up. Now, again, I can force him if I have to. But the food situation is looking pretty good, in my opinion. And he's going to start growing the crops here, which he's growing corn at the moment. That's almost a good thing that he's growing at night, too, because we'll get the full day of growth tomorrow, because I think the plants only grow during the day. We're probably going to have to switch the construction of this wall to limestone, because that's what we have the most of. We'll just kind of go back and forth on whatever we have some amount of. Now, there should be sandstone chunks over here that she can convert, so eventually we'll be fine on that regard. And Mitch did go to bed, and he shouldn't be in bed right now. What's his schedule? His schedule is to go to bed at 7. It is now 5. You are going to wake up. Now, this is going to piss him off, obviously, but we'll give him something to do. Like, for instance, need materials. You got potatoes right here. Oh, maybe you need more potatoes. All right. Well, I guess that's the limit of what we can grow then. So I can't tell him to prioritize that. I guess I could have him working on the wall. And then when it's 7 o'clock, I'll let him go back to bed. All right, there he goes. He's doing whatever he's doing. Oh, he's going to train Chris. As if Chris stops walking around. Okay. Now he'll go to bed, which he's supposed to be in bed right now. So, there we go. We got him on the schedule. Hopefully he will stick to it now. In any case, I think that's a good point to put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. We have a new colonist that was recruited from the pirates that attacked. He managed to survive his multiple gunshot wounds and his horrible kidney and torso infection to join us. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.